Right now, a record-breaking day once again for hospitalizations across Wisconsin. We'll have the latest on the pandemic in our state.
Plus, local election officials want you to feel secure that your ballot will be counted, even if the results won't be ready on election night.
This is News 3 Now This Morning.
Good morning, everyone. Thanks for joining us. October 13th. I'm Chris Stanford.
And I'm Leah Lynchide. As the U.S. sees an 11% rise in new cases for COVID-19, Wisconsin once again setting a record for our number of patients hospitalized.
Josh Breider tracking the latest on hospitalizations for us this morning. Josh?
Hey, guys. Good morning. Right now, a record number of people in Wisconsin are in intensive care because of COVID-19. The latest numbers from state health officials showing 240 people are in the ICU, accounting for more than a quarter of the state's hospitalizations. Dane County has 70 people in the hospital with COVID this morning. That's also a record high. Statewide, the number of people hospitalized has nearly doubled in the last week and tripled in the last month. Across the state, 56 more people were hospitalized in the last 24 hours, and more than 2,700 new cases were confirmed. DHS says more than 29,000 cases are still active in Wisconsin.
The state is set to open up its emergency field hospital tomorrow at the State Fair Park in West Allis. The facility will have more than 500 overflow beds for patients. It's expected to fill 50 of those beds on its first day open.
You remember one of the first places we saw spiking numbers in Wisconsin was the UW system. Well, now they're producing very few positive tests. UW system president Tommy Thompson says their plans are working.
We're now testing 5 times more than the state of Wisconsin, and our results are showing direct correlation. We're down, last week I was talking about 3%. We're down below 2% positive right now.
Right now on campus, the 7-day combined average of cases is 17. 4 weeks ago, it was 161. Thompson says one thing setting campuses apart from cities and local municipalities is quarantine space. Once a student tests positive, they're removed from the dorm and kept out of the classroom in an isolated room for 14 days. Here's a closer look at the numbers from UW-Madison. The campus reported 7 new COVID-19 tests from on-campus testing yesterday, another 7 off-campus. The percent of positive tests is just 1.7%.
COVID-19 may have caused tens of thousands more deaths over the last 6 months than originally reported. USA Today reports researchers at Virginia Commonwealth University looked through death certificates and found nearly 75,000 additional deaths were indirectly caused by the virus. That would bring the total number of deaths from just March to July to 225,000. The latest count from Johns Hopkins University shows just over 215,000 people have died.
Developing this morning at 6:02, drug maker Johnson & Johnson says it is pausing trials of its experimental coronavirus vaccine because of an unexplained illness in one of the volunteers. The company did not say what the illness was, but one point of clinical trials is to find out if proposed vaccines cause dangerous side effects. Trials are stopped when those issues pop up, while doctors check to see if the illness can be linked to the vaccine or if it's just a coincidence. This is the second major candidate in late-stage trials to go on hold because of an unexplained illness.
The FDA is giving the green light to another test for coronavirus. Abbott Labs' antibody blood test is being granted an emergency use authorization. Reuters reports the Advised DX test will look for more recent COVID-19 blood infections, whereas other antibody tests look for prior infections.
The World Health Organization is warning against countries trying herd immunity as a way to stop the virus. Some researchers have suggested that allowing COVID-19 to spread will help build immunity in that population. But the WHO's director says herd immunity is achieved by protecting people from the virus, not exposing them to it, and that allowing people to become infected with and possibly die from the virus is unethical. The WHO says vaccines are the best way to reach immunity in a population. Right now, the organization estimates less than 10% of the world's population has built up resistance.
Just about 6:04 right now. We turn to your first warned weather forecast with Hattie on this Tuesday morning. You've got the first snow facts, and this may seem early, but we have gotten snow by this time at some years.
Even as late as last year, we had a very snowy October here in southern Wisconsin. So getting to be that time of the year, not unusual to start talking about that four-letter word, snow. Now, the earliest we've ever seen snowflakes here in Madison, back in 2012, that occurred on September 22nd. The average time that we see our first snowflakes happens sometime in that last week in October, right around Halloween. And the first time we get our first inch of snow typically happens by the end of November. So a long ways from now, but we definitely have seen a cooler trend in our forecast numbers. Take a look at the 8 to 14 day temperature outlook, and it shows you that much of the midsection of the country heading through the middle of October is expected to be below normal. The only mild conditions are on either coastline. As far as precipitation is concerned, it is expected to be a little drier than normal during that same time frame. So while we don't have any major storms or any snowstorms in the forecast, it is cold enough to snow across some parts of the country. Now, no snow here, but if you look out to the Pacific Northwest, some of those mountainous areas are picking up some snow this morning. That's a storm system that will move through here on Wednesday and really cool us down. This morning, we're focusing on a front that's moving into Wisconsin right now. Behind that front, a couple of areas of light rain showing up on the radar map. As that front moves into southern Wisconsin, though, it really is going to encounter some dry air, so it'll have a tough time producing any rain showers here. No snow in our forecast today. Our wind speeds are going to be on the increase once again, especially through the morning hours. Winds will be around 10 to 20 miles an hour as we head through the afternoon, so still a breezy day today. Temperatures are starting in the 30s and 40s. We're down to 45 now here in Madison. Our future track forecast model shows you a little bit of cloud cover with that front moving through. It's trying to generate some showers, but we're not likely to see any of that rain hitting the ground. Sunny this afternoon, highs in the 60s today. Now, as we head into tonight, it is going to cool down back into the 40s. We'll start tomorrow morning around 43 degrees. One more day in the 60s on Wednesday, and then it turns significantly cooler. By the time we get to Friday, you better be finding that jacket. We'll start out below freezing and top in the 40s in the afternoon.
The big change up, Hads.
That is true.
All right, thank you. 6:06 now. They haven't passed a law in 6 months, but the state legislature now acting to change how the Department of Health Services can use its emergency powers. The legislative committee voted yesterday to force the DHS to basically get lawmaker approval for any statewide order, like the one that limits businesses to 25% capacity. Republicans on the committee say the DHS is acting illegally, citing the state Supreme Court decision to block the extension of the Safer at Home order. But Democrats say the Supreme Court did allow the state to limit public gatherings.
Confirmation hearings will continue today on Capitol Hill for Supreme Court nominee Amy Coney Barrett. Democrats aired their disdain that Republicans are rushing to fill the Supreme Court seat before the election. They warned Americans that their access to health care is at stake when the court hears arguments on the Affordable Care Act November 10th. Republican leaders defended their decision to fast-track her confirmation.
There's never been a situation where you had a president of one party and the Senate of another, where the nominee, the replacement, was made in an election year.
Senator Lindsey Graham has already set a business meeting for Thursday to vote on Barrett's nomination. If confirmed, she would expand the High Court's conservative majority to 6-3 and would be the first mother of school-aged children to sit on the High Court. Judge Barrett will take questions from senators today. You can watch here on CBS starting at 8 o'clock.
President Trump's physician says he is no longer contagious. Dr. Sean Conley issued a memo saying the president has tested negative for COVID-19 on consecutive days and is not, quote, infectious to others. The statement came moments after the president boarded Air Force One for a rally in the Orlando area. President Trump announced he tested positive for the virus on October 1st. The president, meanwhile, holding that first campaign rally in almost 2 weeks last night in Orlando. He tossed masks into the crowd, although many in the audience weren't wearing one and social distancing wasn't enforced. President Trump will continue on the campaign trail. He's planning to visit at least 4 states this week. He'll be in Pennsylvania later today.
Wisconsin, part of President Trump's goal to bounce back from COVID in a bold way this week. The Rock County Sheriff says that they're working right now with Secret Service to prepare for a Janesville visit at the Southern Wisconsin Regional Airport Saturday. That's where a rally was scheduled 2 Saturdays ago when county officials there were calling on the campaign to cancel amid rising COVID-19 concerns. It was called off when President Trump himself tested positive less than 48 hours before the event.
We did have some concerns and some conversations about what would have happened if the timing would have been a little bit off. Probably would have been a little bit more national attention to Rock County if that would have happened. But we're just thankful that it didn't happen here, and that we'll just be equally hopeful that it doesn't in the future.
The county administrator is asking anyone who wants to attend this Saturday to wear a mask, sanitize, and stay physically distant from others. We don't know the format or timing of this event just yet, but a fundraising invitation is inviting donors to a VIP pre-speech reception.
State and local election officials want to make sure you feel confident your vote will be counted in 3 weeks. Several local clerks, including Dane County Clerk Scott McDonald, will be speaking later today on how they're handling the influx of absentee ballots this year. They want to get the word out that election results might not be finished by the night of the election because it takes them longer to verify and count absentee ballots. A record number of those absentee ballots are expected for this election, including here in Dane County. Microsoft says it has stopped a massive hacking operation that could have impacted the presidential election. The company says it took down the servers behind TrickBot. That's a network that criminals use to launch other cyber attacks. Microsoft said it obtained a federal court order to disable its services and worked with telecom providers around the world to stamp out the network.
10 minutes past 6 o'clock on a Tuesday. Let's take a look at your first warn traffic. If you're heading out right now across the Madison area, we've got no crashes to report. Just a couple of slowdowns along John Nolan Drive near downtown and also East Wash, both in and outbound of downtown. Stoughton Road also looking a little slow, both as you approach the Beltline from the north and also heading east as you get on the Beltline from there. You might have a couple slowdowns, maybe an extra minute or two right there. There's your drive times as you head out the door right now, though mostly moving at posted speeds, 66 miles an hour right now on the Beltline, so well above the speed limit there. That's your first warn traffic.
6:10 coming up. Fall weather is settling in. Hattie's got your first warn forecast just ahead.
Plus, new studies showing the economic impact of COVID-19 and just how much it's costing Americans. Stay with us. That story's coming up.
With Herzing University's Everywhere Classroom, you can earn a degree in today's hottest fields online. For a limited time, we'll waive your enrollment fee. See what your career can turn into. I'm possible at Herzing. Call or click today.
Donald Trump is lying about Medicare and Social Security. Trump's pushing to slash Medicare benefits. He's proposed eliminating the funding source for Social Security, a plan that would drain Social Security by 2023. Joe Biden will protect Medicare, and he's proposed a plan to increase Social Security benefits. The choice is clear. Donald Trump will cut Medicare and Social Security. Joe Biden will protect them.
I'm Joe Biden, and I approve this message.
The pandemic is spreading, and people with pre-existing health conditions are most at risk. But Donald Trump is still trying to repeal protections for people with pre-existing conditions. Joe Biden took on the insurance companies and forced them to cover pre-existing conditions. As president, he'll give Americans the choice to buy public health insurance like Medicare and bring down costs by negotiating with hospitals and drug companies. Joe has a plan. FFPAC's responsible for the content of this ad.
1, 2, 3,
Right now, you can get 0% APR for 60 months on a new 2020 Camry, or get 0% APR for 60 months on a new RAV4. Toyota, let's go places.
Whether you're looking to connect with customers, find new ones, or sell more of your awesome stuff, Constant Contact has powerful email marketing tools and more to help you do more business online. Power on with Constant Contact. Try it free today.
Why Cedar? Because when I get home, we like to play crocodile on the floor.
Promus Max's pad removes over 99% of bacteria with just water. Better cleaning with less waste. Cedar, it feels great to feel at home.
We drive everywhere to help our son reach his dream of becoming an elite swimmer. So we enrolled in the Know Your Drive program with American Family Insurance. It gives us discounts for safe driving and other benefits, like emergency roadside service, which comes in handy, no matter where his dreams take him. With Know Your Drive, save up to 20% and get closer to your dreams. American Family Insurance. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly.
To the thousands of Herzing University nursing and healthcare alumni, for your tireless commitment, and to all of your brave colleagues across America, we say thank you. I'm possible at Herzing.
Breaking overnight at 6:14, Madison police say 2 people were robbed at gunpoint while walking on the city's east side. Police say the 2 people were on Hayes Road just west of the interstate and the 151 interchange around midnight last night. That's when they were stopped by a man with a gun and a bandana over his face. The man demanded they empty their pockets and ran off after taking their money. Officers surrounded the area and tried to use a canine to find the suspect, but they weren't able to find him. If you have any information, give Madison Area Crime Stoppers a call.
This morning, a judge is ordering Pacific Gas and Electric to explain its role in the start of the Zog fire. Utility equipment owned by PG&E is under investigation as part of that fire. The judge is giving the company 2 weeks to describe the equipment when it was in use and any vegetation that might have been near it. The Zog fire is still burning this morning after killing 4 people and destroying more than 200 buildings. PG&E has taken responsibility for contributing to wildfires before. They pled guilty to the 2018 Camp Fire, the deadliest in state history.
Developing right now, nearly 100 firefighters are battling the wild horse fire near Colorado Springs. That fire already burning around 580 acres and is 10% contained this morning. That fire prompting the 3-hour closure of a nearby highway after strong winds pushed the fire across the road. Helicopters are dumping water on the fire and using a close stretch of highway to land. Crews are still trying to figure out how the fire started.
6:15, meteorologist Aaron White here with an opportunity to see something pretty cool out there in the sky. Good morning, Aaron.
Yay, good morning. Yeah, if you look outside this morning, right now, actually, I just stepped outside. You could still see the crescent moon, but also the planet Venus is in the sky this morning. Now, if you can't see this morning, we're going to be able to see this over the course of the next couple of days, in fact. But look into the east just before sunrise, for about a couple hours before sunrise. You will see that crescent moon, but also just below it, the planet Venus. So something cool to look forward to, at least for the next couple of days. There are a few clouds out there, so it might be a little hit or miss this morning, but still another chance for that the next couple of days. But as we look ahead to next week, we do have the Orionid meteor shower. You can see up to 20 meteors per hour as we go towards the peak, which is going to be on Tuesday. And this is all because of Halley's Comet. As the Earth passes through the comet's trail, that's when we start to get a little bit of debris going into the atmosphere, and that creates those meteors. So we will be able to see that as we head into next week. But otherwise, for us here in Wisconsin, we got some cool temperatures in the forecast coming our way for at least a little bit today, a little bit on the chilly side this morning, but nothing compared to what we're going to be dealing with, I think, as we go into next week.
That is true. Nice to see all that stuff, though. The nights are getting so long. Our sunrise now officially 7:09 in the morning. So you even have a chance to see some of those cool features in the morning hours if you're waking up around 6 o'clock. Here's a look at our current conditions this morning. We're at 45 degrees. Skies are partly cloudy in Madison. You can see our camera shaking around as you look at the Capitol this morning. So it's already pretty breezy outside. The winds are going to be increasing this morning for southern Wisconsin. Here's a look at current temperatures. Not seeing as many 30s on the map now with a bit of cloud cover moving in. Janesville and Watertown are at 39. The rest of us are at least in the 40s this morning. Future track wind speeds through the day today. Again, right now it's a southerly wind. It will be increasing as a cold front moves through the area. Behind that front this afternoon, it's a wind from the west. It will diminish as the sun sets this evening. Here's a look at your bus stop weather forecast. You may want a light jacket this morning. Temperatures are still a little chilly. A lot of clouds moving through as you head towards school, but on the way home, plenty of sunshine. It'll still be a bit breezy, but high temperatures will be in the low to mid 60s. So not a bad afternoon at all. Coming up in just a few minutes, we'll take a closer peek at that weekend forecast.
Sounds good. Thanks, Addie. $16 trillion. That is just how much a new study says the pandemic will end up costing Americans. The study was written by a former Treasury Secretary and an economist from Harvard University. Their estimated cost includes the theoretical cost for the value of a human life. The authors say the pandemic is the greatest threat to prosperity in the U.S. since the Great Depression. And if their study is correct, the impact of the coronavirus could be 4 times the size of the damage done by the 2008 collapse of the housing market.
Developing now, we'll get a better look at how much of the United States' financial losses are coming from the travel industry. Airlines will begin reporting third-quarter financial results later today. Analysts predict the industry will report about a $10 billion loss. Airlines reporting combined losses of $12 billion in the second quarter. But fall bookings do not look great, so recovery is not on the horizon, and negotiations over a second industry stimulus have hit a stumbling block in Washington.
Carnival is canceling all remaining cruises from its Florida ports through November. Two other cruise lines, Norwegian and Royal Caribbean, also dropping plans to sail in November. The CDC extended its no-sail order for cruise operations until October 31st. The cruise line said that's made any plans for a November restart impossible. Carnival does say its Florida-based cruises are still expected to sail again in December. If customers are worried about their holiday plans, they can voluntarily cancel their reservations for a refund or credit.
So for the first time since spring training, baseball players can hear the roar of the fans in person. Globe Life Field in Arlington, Texas welcome back fans last night for Game 1 of the National League Championship Series between the Braves and the Dodgers. Fewer than 30% of the stadium seats are being used. Dodgers fans who couldn't make the trip out from LA were able to watch at Dodger Stadium last night. The team hosted a drive-in viewing party there on a big old screen. The Braves ended up winning, by the way, 5-1. The series will continue. Game 2 starts at 5 o'clock.
6:20 right now, and still ahead for us on this Tuesday morning. One hiker's encounter with a cougar that is too close for comfort.
And coming up in our next half hour, cases continue to triple in Wisconsin. We will track the latest on the coronavirus in our state. Stay with us.
When Joe Biden wants an update on the virus, he calls on the nation's top health experts. Working together for all Americans is what Joe does. When writing his healthcare plan, Joe Biden worked with both doctors and patients to make healthcare affordable by lowering premiums, reducing drug costs, and protecting people with pre-existing conditions. Joe listened to both small business owners and workers to create his economic plan that cuts taxes for middle-class families, creates 18 million new jobs in his first term, and raises wages by as much as $15,000 a year. Joe Biden's plans will help working families immediately by making the super rich finally pay their fair share. For Joe, it's never been about ego. It's always been about the work he can do for working families. It's what he's always done. Joe Biden brings everyone to the table and gets it done.
I'm Joe Biden, and I approve this message.
We aren't radical, so why would we want one representing us in Madison? Chris Marion is an extreme partisan liberal who's just fine with calling political opponents Nazis, dictators, and enemies. And Chris Marion wants to take more of your paycheck, too. Marion supports eliminating levy limits, causing property taxes to skyrocket, crushing families as they try to recover. And Marion backs the radical Green New Deal that will cost trillions, destroy jobs, and increase taxes. Chris Marion, just too radical.
TSR Concrete Coatings is the nation's largest residential concrete coating company, proudly serving homeowners throughout Wisconsin. Our coatings are 4 times stronger than regular epoxy and won't chip, crack, or peel. They're impact resistant and UV stable. Our unique process begins with a base coat to seal cracks and level the surface, then flakes in the color pattern of your choice. A top coat is applied for a durable, finished floor that can be installed in as little as 1 day. Act now to save 15% on your concrete coating project. Ask about 12-month same-as-cash financing. TSR Nation is growing by the day with satisfied customers throughout Wisconsin, and we want you to be a part of it. As a special bonus, call during this program and receive a free TSR swag pack with your concrete coating project. Call 1-800-886-8411. That's 1-800-886-8411.
Ventrac machines are made for snow removal. Each Ventrac machine can be outfitted to handle every aspect of a winter snowstorm. This includes pre-treatment before the storm hits, active snow removal on zero-tolerance accounts, and the ability to clear heavy accumulation from a large snowstorm. Ventrac has all of the tools necessary for a professional snow removal contractor.
Get ready for snow now at Power Centers of Madison. Visit powercentersofmadison.com.
Welcome back. The donation period for our annual Codes for Kids drive is now over. We have our final count now, and our final weekend was the biggest single-day increase so far. Take a look at this. You donated more than 1,200 items over the weekend.
That brings this year's total to 6,609 items.
Wow.
Amazing.
That's incredible. Thanks to everybody for your donations.
Yeah, that's almost double what we had all of last year. Distribution for all of the items you've donated starts next week. If you need a winter coat to help you make it through the season, all you have to do is stop by the distribution station Friday, October 23rd through Saturday the 31st from noon to 8. And if you'd like to donate some of your time to helping with the distribution, just go to the Community Action Coalition's website. Well, trending now, this next video has a lot of people talking on social media this morning. Take a look at this. 26-year-old Kyle Burgess was running on Saturday up State Canyon in Provo, Utah. That's when he reportedly saw 4 cougar cubs on the trail, so he took out his phone and started filming. But when Burgess saw the young animal's mother, he knew he was in trouble. For the next 6 minutes, that mother cougar stalked him, hissing and growling. As Burgess backed away, obviously you can hear his reaction in the background there. Amazingly, he walked away totally unharmed after he picked up a rock and hurled it at her. A local official with Utah's Division of Wildlife Resources says people should consider not running alone on the trails.
Doesn't even look real the way he flaps his paws.
My goodness.
Jeez.
That is a big kitty.
Kitty.
Yeah, here, kitty.
No way. Oh my goodness. I would have been terrified.
I try to, you try to put yourself in his shoes, and I think I would freeze. I don't even know if I'd be able to move.
Yeah. Well, what's he doing with his phone out? Why did he have his phone?
Well, because they said originally that he was trying to get a picture of the cubs.
Yeah, but put it away. I don't know why he still has it out, I guess.
What are you complaining about? We got a great story to talk about this morning.
It's making the news, Chris.
Thanks, dude, for putting your life at risk for us.
We appreciate it.
I suppose if you're, already videotaping the cubs, he probably just left it rolling. It probably wasn't like it was on his mind. He just didn't shut it off.
So I've never run into these while we were camping, but Zach says this is a big concern when they go hunting, and this is really common. They will stalk you. They just follow you.
Oh, my goodness.
And watch you.
6 minutes. That'd be the longest 6 minutes of that guy's entire life.
Yeah, I can't. You know when you have to fill an extra 20 seconds on the air, how long that feels like? You're not even worried for your life. Here's a look. It is colder outside this morning. You'll definitely want a jacket as you head out the door. Our actual air temperatures are in the 30s and 40s this morning. Heading out the door, plan on temperatures warming into the 60s this afternoon.
We'll be right back.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
The Golf Range and Suites of By10's Golfland provides safe fun. Golf range buckets and balls are sanitized after each use, and high-touch areas are regularly sanitized. Full grill and bar service is provided safely to your golf suite by wait staff. Try fun, easy-to-play top tracer games like Go Fish, only at By10's Golfland.
Fry Construction is celebrating their 25-year anniversary, which means big savings on home repairs and improvements. No job is too small or too big, and your safety is always our concern. Respected in the industry and voted Best of Madison, Fry Construction delivers lasting quality for your home. And now, for a limited time, save 25% off gutters or insulation with a full roof, siding, or window project, all with zero down, 0% interest for 12 months. Contact Fry Construction today.
I worked for 47 years. Donald Trump, he's talking about messing with my Social Security. Them guys think it's monopoly money? No, it's our money. We work for it. You don't get to play with my finances. You don't get to play with my security for my family. Joe Biden looks out for the little guy. He understands what seniors are going through. I think he's going to keep Social Security safe. We need to get Biden in there to protect it.
I'm Joe Biden, and I approve this message.
Real customers are experiencing a real difference with Spectrum Internet and TV.
The speed is insane. It's always right there. Just boom.
It was easy to connect all of my devices, and I was able to find a plan that was affordable for me.
I'm saving money, and I'm even getting more speed.
Get the speed you need to do all the things you love on all your devices with Spectrum Internet, delivering the fastest starting speeds for the price. 200 megabits. Switch now for $44.99 a month. Call 833-918-4499.
With Spectrum TV, the picture quality is incredible. incredible. I feel like I'm in the movie.
The amount of stuff available on Spectrum On Demand is just never ending.
Add Spectrum TV and enjoy more free HD and more free on demand. Plus, use the Spectrum TV app to watch live TV on the go. All from $44.99 a month. Call 833-918-4499.
Spectrum gives me the best deal no matter what.
Every day I'm saving money.
Get Spectrum Internet and TV from $44.99 a month each with no contracts. Ask about our easy self-install options to install your new services yourself. Call 833-918-4499.
Your eyes are everything. They're how you see the world and connect with others. At Shopco Optical, your eyes are everything to us too, which is why we offer everything to help you see better and look better. A huge selection of designer frames, convenient locations, and experienced optometrists. We're Shopco Optical. You'll see.
Right now, get 40% off lenses with the purchase of any frames.
By 10's Golfland offers 3 award-winning 18-hole miniature golf courses, 2 outside and 1 inside, all open day and night. Have peace of mind. Miniature golf clubs and balls are sanitized after each use, and high-touch areas are regularly sanitized. Enjoy safe fun for everyone at By 10's Golfland.
Doctors say it's hard right now to find a state that is struggling more than Wisconsin, where hospitalizations have quadrupled and where cases have tripled.
This is News 3 Now This Morning.
Good morning, everybody. Wisconsin continues to see concerning numbers of new cases and hospitalizations for COVID-19.
Our Josh Sprider is tracking those new developments this morning. Hi, Josh.
Hey, guys. Good morning. As of right now, there are at least 29,000 people with active cases of COVID across Wisconsin this morning. That's roughly 19% of the 153,000 lifetime cases in the state. You can see which counties here are seeing the most cases on this map, and experts say it's only going to get worse through the end of the month. That has Wisconsin drawing national attention this morning. Doctors at the COVID Policy Lab at Children's Hospital of Philadelphia are closely studying what's happening. They say it's hard to find a state that's struggling more than Wisconsin is right now. The doctors anticipate case increases in every county in the state over the next 4 weeks into the beginning of November. That predictive growth is something doctors in Wisconsin agree with. They say to slow this trajectory, you need to stay diligent about masking up, washing your hands, and staying home whenever possible.
And Wisconsin now has 10 of the top 20 metro areas in the country with the highest COVID-19 infection rates. That's according to a New York Times analysis. Here are those impacted areas: Platteville, Sheboygan, Oshkosh, Green Bay, and Beaver Dam. These cities largely concentrated in the southeastern part of the state, and in the Fox Valley especially struggling with hospitalizations. So the number of people there hospitalized is now more than 4 times higher than it was a month ago, and the highest ever for that region. The Journal-Sentinel reports the hospitals are overwhelmed. Capacity is being exceeded. Across the state, a record 950 people are hospitalized with COVID-19. Only 1 in 5 hospital beds are currently available.
In Rock County, hospitals are also becoming overwhelmed. The county is reporting its highest number of new and active infections, hospitalizations, and positivity rates. Active and confirmed infections are 35% higher than they had been on Friday, and hospitalizations are now 3 times higher than they were this time last month. More than 4 in 5 tests came back positive yesterday. Rock County officials are closely monitoring those surges, and they're urging caution ahead of President Trump's visit this weekend. The president plans to hold a rally at some point on Saturday. It was originally scheduled earlier this month before he tested positive for COVID. The county administrator says he's not actively asking the campaign to cancel at this point. He says he's confident the campaign and the public are aware of their concerns about making things worse. Instead, he's asking people to wear masks and keep their distance from people who choose to go.
The president's visit to Janesville won't be his first campaign stop since his COVID-19 diagnosis and recovery. Today, he'll head to Pennsylvania for a rally. His first stop, though, out of quarantine was in Florida. Some attendees wearing masks. No one really socially distancing themselves, though. The president's doctor says President Trump tested negative twice before the event last night and is no longer contagious. President Trump also repeated the claim that he is immune from getting the virus, but doctors say this isn't quite true. A reinfection case has been confirmed in Nevada. NPR reports a 25-year-old patient's second case was actually more severe than the first. It's the first confirmed case of reinfection for COVID-19 in the U.S. and the 5th in the world. Scientists are still working on figuring out how widespread reinfection could be and why second cases could be more severe than the first.
A day after the president's trip to Florida, Joe Biden will visit later today. The Democratic nominee will visit South Florida to talk about issues related to seniors. He'll also attend a voter mobilization event. It'll be his second trip to the battleground state in 8 days. Biden has also made his first general election trip to Ohio, a state where he and President Trump are virtually tied.
Big day on Capitol Hill. Senators will get their first chance to ask Supreme Court nominee Amy Coney Barrett their questions. All 22 members of the Senate Judiciary Committee will have a chance to direct questions to Barrett for 30 minutes at a time. Some will ask questions remotely, though, including Democratic Vice Presidential nominee Kamala Harris. Questioning will span all of today and tomorrow. Republicans hope to approve Barrett to the Supreme Court next Thursday. This would set up a vote by the full Senate shortly before Election Day. Democrats have said they wouldn't provide quorum for either vote. You can watch the hearings here on CBS starting at 8 o'clock. We'll stream it also on our website, channel3000.com.
Turning to your first warned weather forecast at 6:34. Hattie's got the 3 things you need to know, and unfortunately, the cooler weather is here to stay the way it looks.
Yeah, it looks like we are trending downward with those temperatures, but still some pretty nice conditions for the next couple of days. Definitely feeling like fall as we head through the middle of the week. Our high temperatures should still be in the 60s for a couple of days. A dry trend in the forecast with sunshine, but we are definitely turning cooler by the upcoming weekend. We'll talk more about those details in just a second. Over the last 24 hours, we did pick up some rain across most of southern Wisconsin, a quarter to a half an inch in many spots, but you can see those blue colors popping up on the map indicating over a half an inch of rain yesterday. Now this morning, nothing showing up on the radar map around here. There is a little cluster of showers moving across northern Iowa, another batch of rain into the northwestern corner of the state this morning. These showers are in response to a cold front that will be moving through the area today. Now as this front gets into Wisconsin, it is going to encounter some pretty dry air. So the chance that these showers hold together into southern Wisconsin is still relatively small. Our forecast is actually looking pretty dry for the day. Take a look at temperatures right along that front. Temps are in the 50s thanks to the cloud cover overnight. Where skies were clear for a time, that's where temperatures dropped into the 30s and 40s. We're at 45 right here in Madison. Our future track forecast model shows you that cloud cover advancing its way across the area between 7 and noon today. Not a lot of rain showing up on that forecast model, just a few showers trying to work their way into the area. Again, most spots are likely to stay dry today. We return to clear skies for the afternoon with temperatures climbing into the mid-60s in many locations. Now it is going to cool down rather quickly this evening. Again, overnight lows will be in the 40s. 43 for that overnight low tonight, 65 again tomorrow with partly sunny skies. Just a slight chance for a shower north of Madison tomorrow. Another cold front though on Wednesday brings much cooler weather for Friday and the upcoming weekend. We're talking daytime highs in the 40s for 5 days in a row.
Looks like we're at least going to see a little sunshine in there, though.
Yeah, that'll be the good part. I love that you saw glass half full, Josh.
You have to, right? Otherwise, yeah, it's not so good. Hattie, thank you. Breaking overnight at 6:36, American troops have set off several airstrikes against the Taliban in Afghanistan. The military is saying the strikes are in support of Afghan security forces who are under attack by the Taliban. A top colonel says the recent Taliban attacks are not consistent with the U.S. Taliban deal signed in February. He says the American airstrikes are not in violation of that deal. So far, we haven't been told if anyone has died in these attacks.
You're exactly 3 weeks away from Election Day now, but the voting process has already been going on for several weeks. Here are some new numbers in overnight from the Madison Clerk's office. More than 64% of absentee ballots have already been returned to the city. More than 188,000 people are registered to vote. 25,000 of those registered voters have registered since the August primary. Now here is a list of some upcoming deadlines we want to remind you about. Tomorrow is your last day to register to vote by mail or online. If you miss that deadline, you can register in person at your clerk's office through October 30th. If you miss that one too, you can still register. You just have to do it in person on Election Day at your polling place. Early in-person voting starts next week.
6:37, early in-person voting is already happening in Georgia. Take a look at this. In its first day, more than 126,000 people cast their vote. That's a 40% increase in early in-person turnout for the state. Those numbers could be the reason they saw some pretty long lines. Check those out. A lot of people waiting, some for hours, just to hear their voice heard, right? Some waited more than 5 hours. More than 10 million Americans across the country have already sent in their votes for the November election, whether that's in person or through the mail.
Candidates have been spending a lot of money to get your attention, and not just on TV. Politicians and their allies have spent nearly $33 million on Facebook ads in Wisconsin. Nearly $12 million has been spent on Google ads. The campaigns are strategically targeting areas they want to make sure they win, but areas with consistent results are no less important. Madison, Milwaukee are pretty predictably blue, but how many voters turn out will still affect the whole state of the race.
New this morning, winning a Nobel Prize is one of the greatest honors someone can achieve in their lifetime. But can you imagine sleeping through that announcement? Economist Paul Milgram did, and his neighbors had to wake him up at 2 in the morning to share the news. Here's what that wake-up call went.
Paul? It's Bob Wilson. Yeah? You've won the Nobel Prize. And so they're trying to reach you, but they cannot. They don't seem to have a number for you.
We gave them your cell phone number.
Yeah, I have. Wow. Yeah. Okay.
Will you answer your phone?
Oh, the reactions are priceless there. That's Robert Wilson and his wife. Wilson is Milgram's next-door neighbor, and get this, he's a Nobel Prize winner himself. Milgram's wife wasn't at home at the time, but didn't miss out on all the fun. She actually got a notification from the security camera on her phone all the way from Stockholm, so she was watching this all live as Wilson broke the news.
Just so very casual about the whole thing.
Just the reaction is just so funny. Will you answer your phone?
Yes.
You won the Nobel Prize, just like it's nothing.
So Robert Wilson there, we mentioned that he's also a Nobel Prize winner. They actually, Paul and Robert there, are splitting their partners. They split this year's Nobel Prize for economics.
Oh,
cool.
They both won, so he won as well. He just wanted to tell his partner that he also won. They're going to split $1.1 million for winning the Nobel Prize.
I'd be a little bit more excited about that.
Very nice.
Pretty good. That's one wake-up call that would be worth it.
I was going to say, you can call me and wake me up anytime with $1.1 million.
Oh, yeah.
Great video.
6:40 right now. Let's take a look at your first one traffic on a Tuesday morning as you head out right now. Unfortunately, I've got no money to be able to pass out to you to hit the road this morning, but taking a look at town right now, we've got a couple of slowdowns on the southbound lanes as you approach the belt line of Park Street, closer to downtown. A few red lines showing up on the map right now. East Wash looking a little slow as well. And a couple of slowdowns on the interchange at Stoughton Road in the Beltline area right there. Looks like northbound Verona to the Beltline, a little slow right now. Average speed around 42 miles an hour. You'll take around 5 minutes there. And if you're heading in from the interstate to John Nolan Drive, taking around 4 minutes from that direction. Let's take a live look outside right now. Just about 6:41 on the nose. Beautiful shot of downtown Madison on a Tuesday. Who needs money when you've got a sunrise like that?
I could use some.
I think we could all use $1 million.
We all could, I guess. Okay, but hey,
I'll take the money.
Let's take this in. Hattie's got to look at your Tuesday forecast coming up.
And it might freak out their neighbors, but one couple's collection of creepy dolls brings them joy this time of year. We'll take you to Isla de las Muñecas after the break.
Madison voters, don't let the pandemic suppress your vote. Create your safe voting plan now. You have options. Visit cityofmadison.com/clerk to create your safe voting plan today. Brought to you by the Madison City Clerk's Office.
Joe Biden will make health care affordable. His plan gives a tax credit to help working families pay insurance premiums, lowers prescription costs by 60%, and protects coverage for pre-existing conditions. No matter what, he'll pay for it by getting rid of Donald Trump's tax cuts for the super rich. Because Joe knows our economy's strength doesn't come from the top. It comes from working families. And that's who he's fighting for every day. I'm Joe Biden, and I approve this message.
Don't miss these great deals at Govan Cars Grand Opening Sale. 2017 Nissan Sentras, Hyundai Elantras, and Kia Fortes for only $99.95 or $159 per month.
That's right. Buy a 2017 Nissan Sentra, Hyundai Elantra, or Kia Fortes for only $99.95 or $159 per month. So just hurry in today and just ask for my dad, Don the Dealman Govan.
Or my daughter, Crystal the Pistol Govan.
You gotta go to Govan, GovanCars.com.
fight for what's right. For us, that means fighting for you when an accident has turned your life upside down.
The house before you, over 30 years old, still has its original window. It's bone chilling.
Folks, there's no need to be afraid of old windows. Just call Feldco for 50% off.
Right now at Feldco, get 50% off windows. Plus, no interest for 1 year.
50% off windows ends soon. Call now.
For quality windows, siding, and doors, call 866 for Feldco.
Hey, Madison voters, don't let the pandemic suppress your vote. Create your safe voting plan now. You have options. Visit cityofmadison.com/clerk to create your safe voting plan today. Brought to you by the Madison City Clerk's Office.
On the next Live at 4, most of us smile when a songbird sings, but what does the bird get out of it? You'll be surprised.
And Consumer Reports has some home office strategies for the long term.
Accurate news as it happens, right here where you live. Information that you can use from the team you can trust. For more local stories that impact your life, News 3 Now.
So for most of the year, one couple's creepy doll collection stays locked in the attic.
Yeah, where it should stay. But now that it's October, they're out on display. All 200 dolls are set up in Ian and Brenda Haynes' Texas home. They call it Isla de la Muñecas, or Island of the Dolls. Oh boy, they're in trees, on swings, and hanging from the second floor balcony. They're even attached to their car. Something that freaks out the neighbors, but brings them joy.
Yeah. Last year, the kids, they don't want to come up. You could hear them screaming. I just love that. I was like, just come here. Here's your bag.
Loves hearing the kids scream.
Oh, come on, lady.
Oh, boy. Oh, boy.
So Brenda there, who apparently gets joy out of little kids' torture, says she gets the dolls from people as gifts. She goes to thrift stores and gets them and then hangs them like that. A couple plans to hand out candy for trick-or-treaters again this year.
Hattie made the point last hour, and I agree with her, that they're going to have a lot of leftover candy.
I think so.
Yeah, a hard pass. I'm not taking my girls anywhere near this house.
My heart is already kind of like pounding right now just looking at this. Like, I just can't.
So creepy.
Right, I think it's creepy to know that those dolls are in the attic. The other 11 months out of the year.
I have this fear of these things like looking at me. Like, I know they're not real, but because like their eyes are open, and I just feel like they're going to be creeping on me all the time. But no, thank you. I love Halloween, but I'm not going to that house.
It's because we like the candy.
I do like, that's exactly it. How do you know me? 6:46 right now. Let's take a look at the forecast, and I can't get over our sunrise shots this morning. There's kind of that little bit of a red hint in that color.
Yeah, we've zoomed in the camera, but you can see the wind moving it around this morning. The Capitol Dome is not moving. It's our camera that's shaking. At the airport, it says winds are southwesterly at 5 miles an hour, but obviously they're stronger than that downtown. Temperatures this morning, it's as mild as 50 in the Dells with some clouds up there, 39 in Janesville, where skies are still clear. Winds are pretty light right now in many locations, but they will turn pretty gusty. Take a look at your future track wind gust forecast. Those winds could gust higher than 30 miles an hour at times, just for a couple of hour time frame this morning as a front moves through. For the rest of the afternoon, the winds will just be breezy at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Here's a look at your day planner temperatures. Another view of the Capitol there. 46 degrees as we head off to work and school this morning. 64 on the way home. Lots of sunshine expected for the afternoon.
Be that bad later. All right, thanks, Hattie. Stick around. The morning sprint is coming up after the break.
But first, it is October 13th, and we want to say happy birthday to Eric and all the other kids turning 3 today. Happy birthday, Eric, and thanks for celebrating with us on News 3 Now this morning.
Look Who's 3 is sponsored by Three Bears Resort, Indoor Water Park and Conference Center in Warrens, Wisconsin.
Home is dancing because no one's watching. Home is a reason to disturb the peace. Home is laughter. Home is where heads come to rest. A place to let go and a place to find again. At Stanley Steamer, we love home, and we know that a clean home is a healthy home. We're ready when you are.
Looks like they finally got rid of that trip hazard. They pump it full of mud?
It ain't mud, Jack.
Where are the patched holes? Where's the splashed mud?
It ain't mud, Jack.
Concrete lifting technologies can quickly raise and level any concrete surface using cutting-edge foam technology made in Wisconsin. Fast and accurate and eco-friendly.
How did those guys do it? Where are the holes? Where's the mud?
It ain't mud, Jack.
Joe Biden was raised with middle-class values. Joe doesn't need to be the center of attention or see himself on TV. He has always focused on getting the job done. Joe led us out of the 2008 recession and increased health coverage for millions. As president, Joe will focus on getting us out of our crises. He'll listen to experts, work across the aisle, and put the American people first. FFPAC is responsible for the content of this ad.
Now's the time to get a great deal on select Kubota compact and subcompact tractors. Our reliable #1 selling tractors are designed for easy operation and feature all the performance-matched attachments needed to tackle any job. Right now, get 0 down and 0% APR for 84 months and save up to $1,700, plus no payments for 90 days.
Here's what you need to know. Joe Biden will not raise taxes on anyone making under $400,000. Biden will get rid of Trump's tax giveaways for the super wealthy and make big corporations finally pay their fair share. Biden will use those savings to help working families and seniors, investing in lowering healthcare costs, improving education, and protecting Social Security and Medicare. Biden's plan. Corporations pay more. You benefit.
I'm Joe Biden, and I approve this message.
Life was hard, and then 2020 came along to test your strength. Today, you see power in your right to vote, but there are obstacles. Registering, the right ID, getting your ballot, and making it count. Start by calling the Voter Helpline, 608-285-2141, for help getting the obstacles out of your way. Or text Help Me Vote. It's free, it's not affiliated with any party, and you will be heard. Call today and be heard. Feel strong and vote.
A service of the Voter ID Coalition with support from Dane County.
Hey, Madison voters, create your safe voting plan now.
Welcome back. Just about 6:51. Time for the morning sprint.
Wisconsin is continuing to see concerning numbers of new cases and hospitalizations for COVID-19. As of right now, there are at least 29,000 people with active cases across Wisconsin this morning. That's roughly 19% of the 153,000 lifetime cases in the state. You can see which counties are seeing the most cases right now on this map, and experts say it's only going to get worse through the end of the month.
Wisconsin now has 10 of the top 20 metro areas in the country with the highest COVID-19 infection rates. That's according to a new New York Times analysis. Here are those impacted areas: Platteville, Sheboygan, Oshkosh, Green Bay, and Beaver Dam. Some of those cities largely concentrated in the southeastern part of the state.
Hospitals in Rock County are becoming overwhelmed. The county is reporting its highest number of new and active infections, hospitalizations, and positivity rates. Active and confirmed infections are 35% higher than they had been on Friday. Hospitalizations are now 3 times higher than what they were this time last month. More than 4 in 5 tests came back positive yesterday.
Governor Evers is hoping to meet with Republicans to discuss how the state should respond to all these troubling increases. In a letter, Governor Evers asked Assembly Speaker Robin Boss and Senate Majority Leader Scott Fitzgerald to negotiate future plans for the state. Back in April, lawmakers claimed a plan was being drafted, but the governor says no plan has materialized. Boss and Fitzgerald has not responded to the letter.
A Republican legislative committee is forcing the Evers administration to put their new emergency order through the rulemaking process. That means the order, which limits businesses to 25% indoor capacity, could be subject to Republican-controlled legislative approval. This would give GOP lawmakers the chance to overturn it as a rule. The DHS has 30 days to respond, which means nothing is expected to change before the election.
The field hospital at the state fairgrounds will officially open up tomorrow. The state will run that 530-bed facility. It'll help people who do need care, but they don't need a hospital to be treated in. The hope is that this will leave some beds open in hospitals for patients in need of more critical care.
Pretty much running around like headless chickens.
1 in 3 Minnesota teachers are considering leaving the profession this year. The survey from Education Minnesota finds educators are feeling overwhelmed, frustrated, and anxious about doing their jobs during the pandemic. Only 12% of the 9,700 teachers say they're happy right now. Researchers say adjusting schedules, workloads, and class sizes are just some of the changes that could help.
Another local school district will shift to virtual learning tomorrow. Iowa County's Mineral Point Unified School District made that decision last night. Students won't have class today, so teachers can prepare to pivot to a fully remote model. All virtual learning will be in effect until at least October 27th.
Breaking overnight, we're learning of another COVID-19 outbreak at a Wisconsin prison. 127 prisoners at Racine Correctional Institution and Sturtevant Transitional Facility have COVID cases as of Monday. State Journal reports the prison had only 7 cases on Sunday. The DOC reporting that new surge yesterday.
2 members of the Trumpet campaign will be in Wisconsin today. Vice President Mike Pence will visit Weldall Manufacturing in Wisconsin at noon. Ivanka Trump will be in Hilbert at 10 this morning.
President Trump will visit Wisconsin this weekend. He'll be in Janesville Saturday. The campaign hasn't said exactly where or when that event will take place. We do expect to learn that at some point this week. It'll be the campaign's 4th visit to Wisconsin in less than a week. Eric Trump was just in Milton yesterday.
Breaking news within the last 30 minutes, we've learned Joe Biden's son-in-law is helping advise his campaign on the pandemic while investing in COVID-19 startups. Politico reports Howard Krein has been giving Biden daily briefings on health policy while also making $1 million investment to 10 different COVID-19 startups. The Biden campaign says Krein doesn't have a formal role but has briefed Biden based on his previous hospital management experience. That could set up a potential conflict of interest for the campaign.
The state of Wisconsin says Foxconn won't get tax credits unless it updates its contract. Former Governor Scott Walker, originally struck the deal back in 2017. It's meant to be good for nearly $3 billion in credits. Since then, Foxconn has said it would scale down its planned facility in Pleasant Prairie.
Breaking overnight, Madison police are looking for a man who robbed 2 people at gunpoint on the city's east side. It happened just before midnight on Hayes Road. That's west of the interstate and Highway 151 interchange. Police say the man stopped the 2 while they were walking and demanded money. He ran away with the cash. Officers tried to use a canine to find the man, but so far no one has been arrested.
You can get a head start on some holiday shopping today. It's the first day of Amazon's Prime Day. It's a 2-day sales event that usually happens mid-July. It was postponed this year because of the pandemic. Prime Day is usually Amazon's version of Christmas in the summer, with sales outpacing Black Friday.
Target also giving you some good deals. The company's Deal Day starts today as well. The 2-day sale includes online-only deals on twice as many items as compared to last year.
You guys getting me anything? What? Wow, I wasn't expecting that answer. All right, there's always next year. Taking a look at your first word traffic this morning. A couple of slowdowns along East Washington Avenue. Looks like we do have a stalled vehicle on 151. No delays there. A couple more heavy delays on the interstate as you approach the Beltline from the south, but no crashes to report at this hour. That's your first word traffic.
And your first warned weather forecast starts with a beautiful shot from our Edgewater Skycam this morning as the sun comes up here in Madison and all around southern Wisconsin. Temperatures are up a few degrees in Madison to 49, still 39 in Janesville. Over the next 12 hours, we'll top in the mid-60s. Winds will be quite strong today from the southwest this morning and from the west later on this afternoon.
All right, Hattie, thank you. Thanks for joining us this morning, folks. Have a great day. We'll see you.